Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Real Nappy Podcast. I'm Daryl.
And I'm Shauna.
And I know we're all stuck in the house due to quarantine and everything. And you guys are probably tired of hearing it from everybody. But I just want to you guys ever be just sitting thinking your past relationships or just anything that's happened in your life that has gave you some type of trauma and how that may affect your current relationship with your partner, with your friends, with your job, or anything like that. I know that I went through a lot of stuff in my life that I would genuinely think oh, I wonder what I would have done different, if my life would have been different if I had done that, or it needed to play out the way that it did in order for me to get here. I know, for instance, I was in a relationship in my early 20s for 5 years. And in that relationship, a lot of bad stuff happened. The overall, just to give you just a summary of it, I was in an abusive relationship, but she was the abuser. I just didn't hit back because my mindset was that a man just never hits a woman. And I was pretty much just taking those licks. So I just had to grow up, love myself, and move on from that. And then I met Shauna.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay. Well, I've experienced trauma in my life also. I've experienced family trauma, and then I've also experienced relationship trauma. So I've never been in a relationship as long as 5 years. I've kind of been one of those people that dated around. I would talk to somebody for a very long time, but we never made it official that we're together. And those were confusing times. I guess that was trauma because it'd be I would like somebody and then they wouldn't like me the same way, or we were just hanging out. I don't know. So that was just kind of hard. Dang, I can't trust nobody because when I get interested in them, something go wrong. Maybe they just rub me the wrong way and I'm just done, or I'm doing too much and they're done. So that was kind of hard to really just be in a relationship or feel like somebody wants to be in a relationship or will take it serious. I just always thought about relationships
So here in the current state of you right now, are you willing now, or is this still a problem for you to just open up and meet newer people? I know you met my people and my friends and everything, and they have grown on you. But let's just take me, my friends, my family, everyone out of the picture. You on your own, Shauna's day. Is it easy for you to just be I like you, I mess with you, we can possibly be cool, let's see where this goes? Or are you just very sheltered now?
I would say that now I am a little bit more open, but that's only within this last year. That's so recently, because I'm a very sheltered person. Anyone that knows me that's not really in my closer circle, it's I'm really in my own world. That's always been me. I'm in my own world. I'll never go out my way to be just if it's not bothering me, I don't need it. So trying to make friends or step out and get to know different people, that's not really me. You have to come into my life and show me why you're worth even it's, I'm very hard on people, but because I'm very hard on people, I stay to myself. And I would say my last relationship with my son's father made me change a lot too. So that's the most traumatic relationship thing that affected me the most.
I can understand that, and I mean, if you know me and she knows me as well, whenever I meet new people, I put them on a very high pedestal. Now, I've been burned before, but that's just, if you come new into my life, I don't want to judge you off appearance or anything like that. I'm gonna treat you just like I would treat my family, my closest friend, or anything until I have to lower my standards for you because you've done something that have made me just look at you differently.
So you're easy to trust. You're easy to trust someone.
Not necessarily, because it's just trust goes so far. What are we saying so far? It's trust. Do I trust you to, I don't know, lend you money and know that I'm gonna get it back? I don't know you well enough to do something like that. You know what I'm saying? Hey Daryl, can I borrow $100? It's I don't know if I'm gonna get $100 back from you. What I'm saying is just to respect you and if I'm going to the store, I'm nice enough to be like, hey, you want something? Don't worry about it. I got it. It's on me. Like, I don't know. It's different levels to what I say. I guess, well, yeah, shit. I guess, yeah, I am kind of like very trusting.
But okay, so in your everyday life, you are trusting. So let's put it back to a relationship. Because I think that's like what we're talking about is like relationship. How is your past traumas affect your relationship now? Like,
Since, like I told you guys, I was in like an abusive one. Since I was in that, my thing is with me and Shauna is just like, I've just always told her that if she was to, God forbid, ever put her hands on me, I'm just gone. Because I would not live through what I did in the past.
Which is so, I'm sorry to cut you off, but which is so crazy because actually in my past, like my last relationship with my son's father, I was the person, like, I would put my hands on you. That's what, like, I wouldn't even be like, we just abused. Like, I don't know, because, like, when I hear people say, like, they got abused, it was like, I think, like, the dude was just beating your ass. Like, that's what I be thinking. But, like, in my past relationship, we both fought. And I knew it wasn't right, but I didn't care. Like, it was just normal. Like, yeah, okay, so you hit me, I'm going to hit you back. Like, I never thought about it, like, on your end of saying, like, I don't want to deal with this. But I had to learn that when I got with you. Like, you cannot put your hands on people, which I had to learn, too, also in my last relationship, because it really got to a point that it just got crazy with just us putting our hands on each other. And we had a kid, so it was just like, I don't want to deal with that. But you really made, like, you were the first guy that was like, hey, if you put your hands on me, I'm going to leave you. And I never heard that before, and I never had a guy just stand up and be so self-aware of himself. You know?
Because the thing is like, in my mind, I already know what I'm capable of, and I can genuinely hurt you, and I have to protect myself. Like, in a moment like that, I'm not gonna lie, I'm mad selfish. Like, I care more about me than you putting your, like you putting your hands on me, and I get upset that you have, like, slapped fire from my face, and I react and I knock you out. So it's like, I know what I'm, so it's like, Daryl, my mind is just like, Daryl, get out of there. Just get out. Because we know what it looks like on paper, and I know the world that I live in and society, it just sees like angry black man puts his hand on girlfriend.
Right.
And it's like, I don't know. I know that people care more about your story. Granted, there are some people out there that's like, men have a voice too, but it's not big enough, guys. It's just, it is what it is. So don't put up with it. That's all I say. Like, it, like I said, it took me a lot in that past relationship, and there was other things, like, it was just mad toxic, going back and forth and things like that. And I know when I got in a relationship with Shauna, I pretty much was like, I tried to be a little bit more reserved, and I didn't really like trust her fully, just because, like, if you guys know Shauna and you like have seen her, she's a curvy girl. So it's just like, I just know that, like, guys look and things like that. But I'm like, pretty much, I am very, I don't know, like, I'm very aware that, like, yo, that's my girl and she's not going anywhere, if that makes sense. Like,
Right.
So I'm confident in myself, but it's still like, in our early stages, it was like, especially during dating, she could be doing anything. You don't know exactly because y'all ain't official. So, I don't know. I was kind of insecure in the early stuff because of my past relationship, but quickly got over it.
Right. I am insecure. I guess that my past relationship made me, because I don't really tell my story, like, often, like, a lot of people don't know, but when I had my son, like, I think he was like, what, 7-8 months, and me and his father broke up, and it was just a lot. It was just a lot to go through, and I never experienced such, like, I never experienced a time that I only had me, and I had to be strong, and I had to figure out who Shauna was. And I think that I really needed that time in my life, that like horrific time in my life that I didn't have anyone. Yeah, my parents and my sisters and everybody was around, but literally like it was just me and my child, and I had to figure it out because I had this child. And it just taught me to be patient. It taught me to be understanding. It taught me to never judge anyone because you might be in that position. It taught me to, when someone tries to help you, accept it. My pride, I was always too prideful to be like, okay, yes. But when you like tried to show me that like you were a good person and just like trust you, it was easier to do that because I was knocked down so far that it was just like, you know what? If God put you in my life for the third time, because that was the third time, come on, Sean, open your eyes. Like, so I think that traumatic last relationship really just like made me open to dating you because I met you prior like two other times.
Okay, hold on. From our earlier episode, y'all knew about the first time. She didn't give me the second date.
I'm like, wait, what? What did I say wrong?
Second time, y'all. Like, this is maybe like a year or two after the first date.
The art festival. No, the art festival with my girl Bonnie.
So let's say year one. She didn't give me the second date. Year 3, I get I actually hit her up and was like, yo, do you want to come to this art festival with me?
Poor Daryl. He was trying.
So, and she agreed. She said, yeah, I'm down to go.
But I told him I had friends that I was coming down there with. So, we were pre-gaming and just living our life. And you were so quick to leave.
I'm going to tell this story. So, I'm already at the art festival. I'm with my friends at the art festival.
At like 10 o'clock in the morning.
No, I wasn't. I had to work. That's a lie. I went to the art festival maybe by, I'd say 5 o'clock. Ask Shauna what time she showed up to the art festival.
I wasn't on any schedule. I showed up probably like around 7, 8 o'clock.
No, you did not.
Yes, I did.
You showed up by the time the clubs open, which means you were there by 9 or 10 o'clock.
9 or 10 o'clock.
Yeah, all right.
It was like around 7 o'clock because it was still daytime. We still saw we were still out there when. Why are we arguing about something that happened 3 years ago? But long story
short, I still didn't get to see Shauna. After year 1, I didn't even see her there, and we stopped communicating again.
But like I said, God knew when to put Daryl in my life for real, because I feel like I would have been really toxic to you if we would have dated when we first met. Like I know myself. I would have been so toxic to him because you're such a nice person and like you put your heart into everything. And I knew I was just very selfish. I was very into just me, and what I wanted, that I would have been toxic and I would have just ruined any chance of us being like what we are now. So I'm so glad that we didn't meet at that time. I needed to go through my shit. I needed to be humbled down and really just look at somebody and like love them for who they really are. Like I can say that I was a very shallow, very like the Shauna I am now after I've had my son and had like I'm totally different. So yeah, like sometimes you have to go through trauma to get like in a better place. Sometimes I'm not saying everybody does, but I personally had to go through trauma in my last relationship, through in my life, to be where I am now, to think the way I think, to be as strong as I am, to be
I agree. And the crazy thing is that like trauma goes back so far. Like past relationship, it can go into like how you were raised. I see my mom, what she had to go through, so I wouldn't want like you to ever have to go through what like she had to go through. As well as like I wouldn't disrespect you because I know what my mom went through. So I don't know. I seen a lot like with my parents that I wouldn't like I just want to be better. That's all.
Right.